Hey everybody, it's Neil here. Usually we do a podcast on this day on the actual podcast channel, but we didn't do one last weekend because I was traveling, and then this weekend there's just honestly not that much to talk about. So Jason and I had a little conversation, and we figured let's just skip this week until there's actually a lot of news to talk about and discuss, because we like to keep it around an hour. Realistically, 20 minutes is all it would have been, so I figured I'd just make this video, talk a little bit of hockey on this channel, a little bit of current NHL news, playoff news, all that good stuff. I've got all my notes off to my left here, so I'm just going to be reading a lot off the screen. I hope it's not too distracting, but there are things worth discussing and not waiting to discuss next week, so I'll get right into it. There were some awards awarded this week, or in the past week and a half, and they are as follows. Matt Dumba won the King Clancy Award. And I guess I'll just tell you if I agree or disagree with these as we go through them. I agree with this. I think Matt Dumba has done a lot of very important things, and I don't even know if there's anyone more deserving than Matt Dumba this year, so I'm 100% on board with that one. Bobby Ryan wins the Bill Masterson Trophy. Again, I think this is well-deserved. I'm okay with this one. Bruce Cassidy won the Jack Adams. Completely disagree with this one. Totally. It's not because I'm a Canadiens fan. It's just because I think there's better candidates out there who deserve this. I mean, you've got Travis Green, John Tortorella, Alain Vigneault. There's some others as well. I felt like Bruce Cassidy was maybe in the 5 to 8 range for me personally, maybe 4 to 7, something like that. Not my winner, so I do disagree with that one. Sean Couturier won the Selke Trophy. Yeah, I mean, that's probably an arguable one. If you were arguing in Sean Couturier's favor and made some good points, I might be easily swayed, but I think this one's a little bit closer than some of the others. Nathan MacKinnon won the 2020 Lady Byng Trophy. Totally agree with this one. Nathan MacKinnon is a very respectful player, soft-spoken player, and a lot of people like him, and a lot of his peers and other members and other players in the NHL, so totally agree with this one. Lou Lamariello wins the Jim Gregory Award as Best GM. I'm fine with this. There are definitely some other GMs who could have given him a run for his money, but I'm fine with this one. Moving on to the important dates, the NHL did make some adjustments. The draft now starts on October 6th, which is going to be round 1, and I believe everything after round 1 happens on October 7th, the day after. And a couple of days later, on October 9th, free agency is going to open up. So mark it on your calendar. October 9th is going to be a big day. October 6th as well, because of the first round. But October 9th, I mean, you have your phone glued to you because you're going to need it. There's going to be lots of signings. It's going to be really exciting. Usually that's July 1st. Suspension news. Alex Killorn was suspended one playoff game for the hit on Brock Nelson. I saw arguments either way for this hit. I'm okay with it. I'm not really invested emotionally in one side of the argument. It's just, yeah, okay. I accept it. Kind of one of those ones. I'm not too heated about this one. Trades. There were some actual trades this past couple of days. It's weird to see trades happen during the playoffs. It's just, I don't know, it's a weird time. But anyways, the Carolina Hurricanes traded Joel Edmondson to the Montreal Canadiens, my favorite team, in exchange for a 2020 fifth-round pick. Edmondson is a UFA and previously made $3.1 million. I would expect Edmondson to sign with the Montreal Canadiens before October 9th. It would be weird that the Montreal Canadiens would give away a fifth-round pick to get the rights to sign someone and then not sign him before it goes to free agency. So expect him to sign before October 9th in Montreal. But this move forces Kulak and Mete to really fight for that last spot on the back end of Montreal, and neither of them had great endings to the season and playoffs. So I think that even at the same time makes them a bit expendable. Marc Bergevin now has the option to potentially move both of them out in a trade or whatever and bring in someone else, or allow one of them to fight for the spot and get it. So I don't know who it's going to be, but I think of the two, Mete definitely has the best trade potential. In other news, the Pittsburgh Penguins traded Nick Bjugstad to the Minnesota Wild for a 2021 conditional 7th-round pick. I see this as basically a salary dump for the Penguins. They removed $2 million off of their books. Bjugstad had 1 year left on his contract. I don't know the conditions of the 7th round as I'm filming this. I look for them, but I don't know. I couldn't find them. I don't know what the conditions are, but it's not really that important of a trade anyway. Just a bit of a salary dump. Okay. Can you hear my cats out there meowing, trying to get in? Trade rumors. This is interesting. The Oilers have spoke with the Penguins about Matt Murray, and the Flames and Hurricanes also have interest in Murray. So it looks like maybe the Flames and Oilers are going head-to-head, not only on the ice in the Battle of Alberta, but in the battle of finding a new goaltender, which I think both teams desperately need. So it's going to be really interesting to see if Murray does find his way into Alberta. The Colorado Avalanche are interested in Braden Holtby, apparently, and reuniting that combo with Grubauer. I personally do not see this working. They played together in Washington. Holtby was the guy. Grubauer was the backup. I really feel like Grubauer has solidified himself as a starter and thriving in the NHL as a starter. I cannot see Holtby coming in, taking the reins from Grubauer, or even being a backup. A backup at this point in his career. Too early for Holtby. So I cannot see Holtby going to Colorado, but you never know. In other trade rumor news, apparently the Penguins have interest in Petrangerlo. What? Petrangerlo. I guess it kind of makes sense. Their decor is aging a little bit, so I could kind of see a fit there. I don't know if Petrangerlo would want to go to the Penguins though. The Penguins are on the slope down. Their core is aging a little bit. They don't really have a ton of youth in coming up into the system. Just joining the NHL soon, so I don't know. It feels like a weird place for Petrangerlo to potentially end his career, but I don't know. We'll see. And lastly, in trade rumors, the Maple Leafs, I guess, have interest in Shattenkirk, which does make sense. They do need help on the back end, but I feel like there's better fits out there for sure. Leonard, news about Leonard. So obviously he's playing amazing for the Golden Knights for the most part. They're down in the series as I'm filming this, but he's still playing very good. So news was reported earlier this week that an agreement was in place with Leonard and the Golden Knights that he agreed to sign a contract once the playoffs were over. There were some pretty, heavy-handed reporters reporting this. It was pretty much, I thought, set in stone since these specific people were reporting this. You hear that? Apparently, Leonard said, denied it. So I don't know what's going on between Leonard and the Golden Knights, but I don't know, some drama in Vegas for sure. The Dallas Stars, this one, and I'm not talking about current playoff hockey, we'll talk about that in a little bit, but a little bit of news from the Dallas Stars, and it's news that I really like. So basically, the Stars GM, Jim Nill, stated that he wants Rick Bowness to stay on as coach. On December 10th of last year, Rick Bowness was promoted to be the coach, which feels, I remember talking about that and the drama that happened during that time. That feels like 3 years ago. I can't even believe it was only in December. But since December 10th, Rick Bowness has been the coach. And he's actually the oldest coach in the NHL at 65, which I didn't know that. That really surprised me. And I really, really like Bowness. So this is great news that Jim Nill wants him to stick around. So just jumping into the last category, the playoff status, just an update on what's going on. The Dallas Stars lead the Vegas Golden Knights 3-1 as I'm filming this, basically thanks to the incredible play of Anton Khudobin. And the Stars are one win away from the Stanley Cup final. I'm thrilled. I really like the Stars. I like Vegas too, but I'm cheering for the Stars here. So to see them get in the finals is going to be pretty awesome. But regardless of who comes out of the East, it's going to be a massive challenge for the Stars if they're able to put a nail in the coffin here in this conference finals. Next is what have we got next? The Tampa Bay Lightning lead the Islanders 2-1. They had the opportunity to go up 3-0, but the Islanders were like, heck no, we're making a series out of this, and they made it 2-1. So that game 4 happens today. It's on, and actually it's 3:13 right now where I live, which means it's 2:13 Eastern, and it starts at 3 Eastern. So it starts in about 45 minutes here as I'm filming this, and I'm going to watch it. By the time this gets out, it'll probably be underway or maybe over. I'm not exactly sure when I'm going to release this, but it's going to be the most important game of the series because I don't think the Islanders can come back from a 3-1 deficit. Just my personal opinion. But if the Islanders get this game, I think Tampa's going to be nervous. So we'll see. Something else I noticed, the Russian goaltenders are really making a statement here in these playoffs. Of the 4 remaining primary starters, 3 of them are Russian. We've got Khudobin, Vasilevsky, and Varlamov. The other one, the only one of the 4 that isn't Russian, is Leonard. I know there's some drama there with Fleury and Leonard, but he's Swedish. So there's no U.S. starting goaltenders or Canadian starting goaltenders as of basically the conference finals. I know there's some flip-flopping and stuff, but regardless, the Russian goaltenders are making a statement for sure. And out of the current top 10 players with the most points in the playoffs so far, only 5 of the top 10 are still playing hockey right now. The other 5 are on previous teams that were eliminated, like Colorado and Vancouver. So I just thought that was really interesting that we have some players in that second round who are still showing up on the top 10 because they were so offensively gifted. So interesting. Sometimes that happens during the playoffs, sometimes it doesn't. It's just the way it goes. And obviously McKinnon, he had like 25 points in 14 games. He'll probably be on the top 10 until the end of the entire playoffs, which is actually pretty cool. So yeah, that's just a little update on what's going on in the hockey world. I'm sure there are some other things that I missed, but I figured let's not skip 2 weeks of the podcast. Let's at least release a little bit of short video talking some hockey. So hope you guys having an awesome day. Would love it if you hit the subscribe button. If you want to see more videos like this, let me know. I'd really appreciate your feedback, and I will catch you guys in the next video. Adios.